Hi guys, so today I'll be working on this snowman card. You guys had a lot of requests to see this one in particular when I had my haul the other day with all the other fun goodies that I still have sitting here. I have pretty much all these things sitting here because I want to get to them, and some of these I've already done. And then the Crafter's Companion stuff that I had picked up through Craft Stash is also here waiting for review, so I will get to those. If I have any links in the description box, they will be affiliate links, which means I will make a small commission if you use those links. Currently, it depends on when you're watching this video. A lot of times people watch them contemporaneously, so like as I'm talking about this, there is a sale at Art Impressions. One of them ends July 31st, and it's the holiday sale in the holiday section. So I do have a link that makes it real easy to hop over to the holiday section, but other than that, if you were just to go over, you would just have to pick out the stamps that you think are probably holiday related and see if they're in there. Pretty much it's a lot of their site. You get an extra 20% off, even off the sale ones. And if you want, there's another code that they had put out, Art Impressions put out during the expos they were involved in this weekend. You can go to Facebook, or maybe go to their Facebook page, Art Impressions, to see their shows that they did if you want to check that out. But there'll be a code there for 25% off the entire site, excluding sale items, and that ends on the 27th, so really quickly here. But everyone was really asking about this little guy, and I was like, oh, this, yeah, definitely I'm going to do it, because I have tons of their pop cards. So I have I already mentioned before, the kitten one. It's a vanity, and it has like little kittens on there. I have the birdhouse one. I think that's the one with the roses. I keep saying the one with the roses because it's the roses around like birdhouse kind of thing. I have the... is it a cake one? I'm already forgetting now. Anyway, I have all the basic ones. So now I have the snowman one. So you do need this extra little piece, and I should have grabbed it. I haven't picked it up yet out of my stash here. But it's another little die that just helps you make the mechanism. So I believe, I guess, if it wouldn't be something that they were going to put in each set, right? So each set comes with everything you need except for that one little die. So again, it's relatively inexpensive die is what I remember, so it's not the biggest deal there. But so basically what we're going to do is open this up. I'm going to grab all the things that we need. I need to figure out how I'm going to do the card base, because you can do whatever you want. I think the easiest thing for me is to have a card and then a card within a card, kind of like I did with the pop-up that I recently did for Diamond Press. I think that's the best way to do it, but we'll see when we get there what I decide to do. All these dies, really cute. This one has all the different little candles and little things that the snowman might be holding, I suppose, or different decorations. We have our little snowmen, and they might look funky because you're going to layer them up. So there's those pieces. And there's a sweet little sentiment there. And then I'm going to grab that little 3D piece that we're going to need and get all the supplies together. And basically we're going to do some coloring, and then we just have to mount it up. So let's get started. Okay, so I had to go look for this little guy. I had everything together with the other pop cards that I have. So that's the floral birdhouse, the kitten vanity, and the tea party. And they are all so adorable. So I feel like I might have the haunted house too. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Okay. So I think I'm gonna watercolor these just because I don't really feel like sitting here. It does take longer, in my opinion, to do the alcohol ink coloring. So today I'm just in the mood of watercoloring a little bit, but color these however you want, color pencil, watercolor pencil, whatever it is. So I need to stamp all these guys out. And basically, let me see if they're supposed to be holding any of these things or how. Yeah, like that little guy has that in his hand. I don't know. We'll see about that later. But for right now, we want the basic putting... I just want to see something. I'm like, how... Oh, no wonder. I was going to say, how are they going to be holding things? It cuts little slits so you can slide the things in their hands. Okay, perfect, because that's what I wanted. I'm like, yeah. Excellent. Okay. I wasn't sure if I had to like do something about that or do like a masking and then stamp it, or So since I'm going to use water, I am going to use my VersaFine today. I know I keep reaching for VersaFine, and I'm like, oh no, that's not what I wanted. So I'm going to stamp out, obviously, all of the different pieces. And this I just, again, wipe with a cloth. Suppose you could wash it, but again, it's waterproof, so as they always say, like, oh, you can clean it with solvents. I mean, I just wipe it, but I suppose you would need like some alcohol-based kind of stamp cleaner. I don't know. Okay, so we're stamping these guys. I'm not going to worry about the little birds or the little extra things for right now. Actually, I guess I should worry about those things right now, but let me... Maybe I'll do... You know, I'll try and do the accessories on here too, I suppose. That way I can get them all watercolor. Since I'm watercoloring, it's going to be something I have to bring out and have to bring it out again later, so I'd rather just do it now, right? Let me see if I have room on this paper to do everybody. This is just Crafter's Companion stamping paper that I always use. So it's not watercolor paper. I was thinking about using watercolor paper, but then I thought, it's a little fussy. I just wanted to get this going. Really what this is, and just like the other card, oh, I don't have it here because Miranda loves it so much, I'll grab it in a minute, my other snowman card. It's mostly to show you the technique, right, to get the basics down. Not so much for the dressing it up. We can all do that on our own time. Okay, I have the little singing book. Just want to see how big the dies are. Yeah, I think I can put that there. And then we have a candy cane, oopsie, and a candle. We do have some little birds and stuff, but again, I'm just keeping this basic. I don't think I'm going to be doing birds today. But you do have the dies for the birds too, which is nice. Okay, let's make sure we have some room for everything. I was really excited about these cards. They look really cute, you know? So I've been really looking forward to trying them out. And Christmas in July, you know, I've never really gotten into it other than obviously the sales. But it's been really fun this time around, I guess, because everything's just kind of like bleak and we're just at home and it's nice to have a little Christmas cheer. Little holiday cheer there for you. All right. This is probably a good time for this. My husband was going to go on a bike ride supposedly early. He's, I'll get up when you get up. I'm like, you're not going to get up when I get up. And he's not up. He might get up soon though. We'll see. Well, he always gets up so early to go to work. I'm like, you're really going to get up early on a weekend so you can go on a bike ride? Nah, that would be my sleep-in time, you know? All right, I'm going to use this Elizabeth Crafts watercolor palette because I have only tested it once just to kind of for my curiosity, but I've never reviewed it or used it really on a video. So I see there's a little bit of watercolor on there when I test it out. Really cute kit. Basically, you can put this wherever you want. If you put it here as you're holding it, you know, you can work with it. It has little sponges for different purposes, however you want to use your sponges. It does come with a water brush, and on the back here, does this move? I don't remember how you. No, I guess you just see it. There's a little thing so that when you're holding it, you can have some stability if it, like, let's say you're outside somewhere, I don't know. But for now, I'm just going to put it down. I'll leave this here. And I have not swatched this at all, but it does not hurt my feelings or make it any harder for me to just come in with a water brush. Let me get this next to me just in case. Since we're using different colors, I always like to kind of wipe off in between. And just start, like, I don't know, maybe this little guy's hat is like red. Let me see how red this red is. I'm dipping into a red back here. I don't know if you can see that. Ooh, it's kind of pinky red. That's cute. So again, with the water brushes, I'll start in one area where I think the color should be more dense, and then bring it out. Obviously, I'm going to have to do a little more with this one. And that's how I get my shadows, supposedly, you know what I'm saying? So start where you think the color should be the darkest, and then drag it out. I'm not going to do anything with that little white thing, but a lot of times when I have white, I'm really wiping my brush off. I'll use like a little bit of blue, and I'm actually going to put it on the palette there, so I only get a little bit, and just kind of highlight that with a little bit of blue, just so it gives a little suggestion of like that something's there, right? That you didn't overlook it, it's just, that's how it is. I'm going to take a little bit more of that red and kind of... And again, with watercolor, you're supposed to layer. You know, you can wait till an area dries and then come back. And I don't take it that seriously, so I really don't do that much. But, you know, it's your creation. Do whatever you want. Maybe he's wearing like a little blue jacket. Let me see how deep this blue is. Kind of mixing a couple of blues here. This light blue and this darker blue. I'm not like the, color mixer, but... And I told you guys, this pen, for some reason, is just really leaking water recently. It just like comes out, no kind of control. But again, it's watercolor, so it doesn't really bother me that much. It's just I have to sometimes sop it up or whatever, so, you know, it's kind of annoying. I think more than anything, it's annoying. Okay. Alright, so I'll just go around again, wherever it's like snowman, I'll use like a little bit of a light blue and kind of give him a little suggestion of blue and just color it in. It's, you know, not super technical on this one. Alright, and I'll be back. Okay guys, that was super quick because again, I just laid down some color. So I'm going to hit it with the heat gun just because like some areas are still not quite dry. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust this lighting because I know somebody said the other day, they're like, oh, your video is really dark. And I've noticed that sometimes, you know, it's early. There's not a lot of light in here to begin with. So I do have 3 lights on this area. I have one here, one coming down this way, 2 out lights, and then the overhead lighting, of course. So, okay, so I'm gonna hit it with the heat gun and then we're gonna get started. Okay, I guess I could have taken that moment to clean up too, but I did not. Okay, so we're gonna pop out all these different dyes. Oh, what's funny is I just noticed on the book that little tab is to slide it into the little snowman, but I just used it, I colored it anyway because I didn't know. I was like, oh, it's like a marker, right? Oh, this is so cute. It comes with like little extras, like this little snowflake. There's not a snowflake stamp, but you can cut out little snowflakes. I do like that. They do a good job with adding little extras sometimes. So we have that guy. I don't need the bird. I do need to remove him anyway, but I'm not going to use him right now. This is, I think, the other bird. And again, we're just giving them twisties. And a little tip I gave, like if you have a wire cutter, if you want to cut the extra wires off, that's always good. Just to get rid of them. If they're sticking out, you know, kind of, because they might gouge your paper. This one's pretty good. This part right here is going to cut the slits that we need, so we don't need to do anything with that. Oh, another snowflake. Love it. That's really nice. It's just, you know, value added to make your little scene super cute. Okay. That's for that guy. He looks so, like, his little head's just down, so cute. And these guys. Again, if there's anything sticking out, once I clip this off that I don't want in my die to poke my paper, I will get rid of it. Not too bad. I want that extra piece of metal to kind of stay on this one. There. Good. Okay. So if there's anything that's sticking out, like the little piece of metal that you don't like, just try to get as close as you can with a wire cutter or your little whatever it is and clip that away. All these little shavings that you see here are from the metal when you're messing with it. Let me get a little bit closer. Okay, so all we're going to do is line these up, and I'm just going to eyeball them through, and so they're nice and big. You can pretty much see. You are going to have a little extra space around your snowmen, so it makes it easy to see the lines and where you're doing this. So I'm going to place this down here where I don't touch too much of the snowman because this low-tack tape, even if I get rid of some of the tack, it always seems to tear into my paper, especially if you just watercolored. Even with the heat tool, you know, we should just be more patient, but I'm like, gotta get this going. I just destroy it. So it might be wet under your paper even though you don't think it's wet. Oh, great. Okay, get another piece of tape. And then, you know, I'm gonna line up all these different guys. Line up my candle, which I did just out of the way, so that's great. Line up this guy. Obviously line up these. And these are gonna cut slits so you can slide in your little extra items, but you also need these cuts. That's for the actual pop-up tool. So I'm gonna run these through real quick. Tape it down, run through, and I'll be right back. Okay, and the last thing we need to do is we need this little piece. This is that piece I was telling you about, the little pop cards maker. It's just a little piece. Now, a good tip that would be really cute is to cut this out of acetate. I have plenty of acetate. I'm just not going to do it because it's very hard to see. So if I'm showing you guys, it's going to be almost impossible to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to cut this out of just some extra paper. The same heavyweight cardstock that I used earlier. Stamping paper. Again, Hobby Lobby has a really nice heavyweight paper. Oh, yesterday I went to pick up some food, and it looks like the Hobby Lobby's open. I guess it's been open. I mean, all these stores are open. I just don't go to them because it's not worth it to me. But I'm having a good time finding really nice things online and things that they don't just carry everywhere because it'd be impossible, right, for them to carry everything Spellbinders has or everything, you know, whatever company has. So, and then obviously the little boutique-y people we like to order through or from online here. So, or like everything Art Impressions has, right? So I think I've been spoiled by the internet. All right, so we just need that piece too. And oh my gosh, you guys, we crossed 15,000 yesterday morning. When was it? Kind of early. I don't recall, but I am going to have some giveaways maybe later today. You know, I'm always like picking things up and keeping things on the side for a giveaway, so I have to find all those things. I usually try to keep them together, but in a perfect world, they would be found together, but I'm pretty sure I have some stuff here, some stuff there. So definitely keep an eye out for a giveaway, including some nice things that a gal here sent for gift mail. Look at that. So these little slits are what you're going to need on top of that. So let me pop everything out and center myself, and we will get this put together. And then all we have to do is make our card base. And that's, you know, whatever size, whatever it is that you want to do for your card base. So I'm going to try to think of something sensible, and then we'll go from there. Okay, you have instructions, but the instructions are kind of funny because it says like, slip candy cane and candle into slots so they're ready. Okay. Slide 3 sections on the template in order shown. So it's not really, I was like, oh, where's the order shown? But basically they're saying like this guy's in the back, these two in the middle, and this guy in the front. And then the little book is going to cover up the rest. So basically you're going to take this item and just fold it so there's like a little spine, right? And that's basically it, you guys. That's why I'm telling you, it's super easy. If you had this in acetate, even cuter. So our first guy, oh, see, this is what's funny. I'm assuming this is up like this. Yeah, probably, because this guy's going to be higher than the rest of them. So anyway, again, you know, could it go this way? I don't know. I think it's this way. So what you're going to do is open up these slots, and it's not going to be the most attractive thing. We're going to have to stick these through here, up and down until it gets to the back. Now, as you can see, it has like the little holes, or these little areas. So that kind of helps you go up and down as you need to, right? Because it could stay there, but you don't want it there. You want it further back. So push all the way down, push it back, and as you get to that back slot, pull it up. So does that make sense? So you're kind of zippering it through because, is that zippering? I don't know what that is. Because you want to go up and down until you get to that very back section for this guy. This guy's, that's his home back here, okay? And again for this side. So I know it's not the cutest thing, and maybe I should have done the sets at the same time, you know what I'm saying? But let's shove that through there, go down, up. Pull it up. Oopsie. So now that that's up, I need to bring this guy through. So this is the hardest part of this. Pull that guy through. And again, if you do this with acetate, to be honest, it'd probably be easier because the acetate wants to slide and it's not going to tear. Let's say I end up tearing this. It's not the biggest deal if you end up tearing it because you're not going to see it anyway. There you go. Through. Down. I hope that makes sense, what I'm saying. Am I too close to the camera? Sorry. I was like, is it even focusing? I have to get it close up so I can see what I'm doing too. Okay, so as you can see, it's no worse for the wear, but this all gets hidden, so it's not a big deal. It's just the mechanism to get you where you need to be. Okay, so next one is this guy. And maybe, like I said, what I'm going to do is open these up real good. Maybe give it a little something, a little zhuzh, so it's easier for me to see what's going on. I'm going to stick that one through, and kind of do them at the same time. Yeah, it's a little better. Again, none of this part gets seen, so just be careful with this outer area as you're, you know, pulling these guys. I'm trying to think of what's the best way to explain this or show you guys, because I don't like when I have something and then it's like, oh, I don't know. There we go. Okay, so, all right, so let's pop both the arrow and that top part through like this. All right, there we go. That was better. Because you can turn it a little bit sideways and get it going. There we go, that's better. Okay, so pop the arrow and part of that area through, and then this one just pulls through. That was better. So don't just do the arrow straight, kind of angle them so that you get into the little tabs of the next section. That was much better. I hope that makes sense. And then you can adjust these, I guess, up or down because they have a little bit of a give. And then the last guy, he's just gonna have his little arrows. Now, I did not put the items in the pockets and whatever, so hold on. So let's see, this guy can hold a candy cane. And I suppose you can glue it down. So I'm gonna glue it down in just a second because I didn't do it before. And then this guy has a candle in his pocket. What kind of safety is going on here? Where are his parents? Okay. He has a burning candle in his pocket. I guess you could put another candy cane and put the candle over here. I think that makes more sense. Let's move that. Let's put the candle in this guy's hand. In the picture, the candy cane is in his hand and he doesn't have a burning candle in his pocket. So, all right, now let's put his parents care about him. You know, it's funny. I designed this candy cane, obviously red and white, to go with this guy and this to go with this because I didn't want it to just go away. But oh well. Oh well. All right, let me take a second to glue this down since I forgot to do it initially. Sorry, guys. I kind of like them sticking out like this one. Maybe this I can flatten out, but that one I kind of like just out. Maybe we should leave that one like that. And just put a little glue on our little guy's candy cane. And I'm going to hold it for a second just so it stays before we move on to the next part because I don't want to fidget with it and then have that stuck. So I'm going to hold this down and I'll be right back to do the last little piece. Okay guys, you know what, now that I look at it, I can see if it's in the card, this is going to be sticking out. So I think this should have been facing up. So I'm sorry, this should have been facing up like this, right? Which is kind of a bummer because in all the pictures, they show it like this. They show it like this. So, sorry guys. I'm trying to read if it even says that, like what to do with that. No, it didn't say anything. Just slide through sections onto template. Okay, whatever. I'm going to cut it off because I don't care enough to slide it back out because it might be a little bit persnickety and I don't want to mess with this. So just know, have it facing up and I'll do another video so it's, you know, we'll do it the right way next time. Sorry guys. And then we have this little guy. Again, I'm going to open up these little holes, the little slits just to make it a little bit easier. For me, just have a little bit of an opening already, and then we're going to put those arrows through. You know what I'm going to do? Okay, so I thought to grab a tweezer real quick. Now, I've never seen art impressions have to use a tweezer. I'm just trying to make it easy for myself. I don't want to be, you know, working on this too much. So I'm going to open this up again a little bit. Take like that end, let that pop through. There it is. Why is it sticking out so far, but I can't grab it? There we go. There we go, yay, all right. And then this one, I can see he's super frayed, so hopefully I can still get this one, even though I've really messed with that tip so much. Now I'm not even paying attention to what's going on with the recording up there, so I'm sorry guys if it's blurry or out of focus or anything like that. There we go. Alright. Good thing they has a little book that's going to cover this up. If not, that was going to be dangerous. Alright, there we go. Alright. So just a couple hiccups. Again, you all know how I do this. Now, these guys can go facing out like this, the little arrows at the end here, because we're just going to glue this book in here. So let me make sure this is open up a little bit. I should open that up a little bit. That's so funny. I painted that tag, totally painted it. How cute. I kind of like it popping out like that, but the point was to cover up those little arrows, stick it down a little bit. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to 3D glue gel it. Because I like it sticking up. But if you want to flatten it out, just flatten it out and he'll just be holding it. But I think it'd be cute if it was opened up a little bit, no? Very cute, okay? They're all together. They're adorable. Super cute. Took a little work. Sure did. Okay. I'm going to give that a moment to settle because of the 3D glue gel. And I'm going to start getting the stuff from my card base, and then we'll put that together. Okay, so I gave this 2 seconds of thought, so let's see what happens. So I'm going to do a 5-inch square card. Again, this is 5 by 10 inches, and you could just score it at 5 inches, but I'm just going to fold it right in half. And I want to make an aperture for this, so this is extra. You don't have to do this. You can just have your little guys inside. So I hope I don't lose anybody as I'm working on this. This is 4 3/4 by 9 1/2, and I just want to make sure on that one because I had to take away a quarter. Yeah, 4 3/4 by 9 1/2. I know that seems odd, but it's because I want it 1/4 inch smaller. But you also need a 1/4 inch smaller. You know what I'm saying? Account for that on the side, so it's a weird kind of number. But 4 3/4 by 9 1/2, and this is what's going to make our middle area on the inside. Now I've seen our impressions where they just go ahead and cut the front of the card, and they don't mind to make that little pop-up piece that you need, but I'm gonna put it in here. Okay, so I'm just trying to think what I want to do here. I don't know if I need to cut it right in the center. Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna take this guy out, and again, like I did in the pop-up card last time, I'm just gonna eyeball it, but you can measure it. You just need to cut a little piece. Now, in the instructions, they tell you to use a 1/2 inch strip to help you pull. You're going to use this in a little while. So you probably want to cut your piece that's about 1/2 inch so that this doesn't look silly, just kind of sticking out there. But you don't need it too big either. So I'm just going to kind of line it up to this guy. Just about. Try to keep it the same. I just cut about maybe, this thing supposedly has things. It's like 3/8 of an inch in, maybe a 1/4 inch. Not too much. And then I'm going to push that through this side and give it a fold. So that's basically what's going to hold this little piece that then touches our snowmen and make them pop up, okay? But we're going to work with that in just a little bit. I have some other work I want to do because I'm going to run this through to cut an aperture, which that's what I'm saying. This part is extra. You don't have to do this. You can just do this. Don't worry about the front, but I'm going to use this little paper on the front, and I'm going to cut a hole so that we see our little guys through there. It's a lot of blue. I didn't plan the paper, okay, guys? And I really would have used this paper on the inside, but this is from the Crafter's Compendium, Christmas Compendium, and the paper's not big enough to do this with, and I didn't want to like mess with it too much. But you can always take a piece of paper, just do the little notches and slide it in there, you know, cut that out. I would even cut it at the same time. That way it'd be the same perfect. When you put it in there, and when you pop this out, your cuts will already be there, okay? So I'm just going to give you some tips for however it is that you want to handle this. I am going to use a wet glue. I'm not going to use tacky glue because it will wrinkle the paper, and we do not want that. It's so annoying. And so what I'm going to do is just take this, and then I'm going to give it some time to dry just a little bit because, again, I'm going to die cut through this whole thing. So I really want to make sure we have plenty of glue, that after I die cut, it's not going to leave a big gap. And this can be the same one way or the other, exactly the same. I'm just going to put it in here. And when I use the wet glue also is because whenever you do a pop-up card, when you close it, that inner piece wants to move. It'll kind of shift over a little bit. It's not going to be right in the crack. You know what I'm saying? It's almost impossible to do that. So just let it do its own thing. Just close it and let it shift. And that's fine. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the outside. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to do what we did just yesterday when I only glued it a little bit because I don't know that my die is going to go through all 3 layers. And I might have to take this layer off and then do it again to make sure the die cuts through. So I'm just going to stick this on here like if I was kind of like temporary. And if it cuts through all 3, well then that's even better. But for right now, I'm just going to place this here. I'm going to give this all a moment to dry. A pretty good amount of moments actually. And then we're going to run this through our die cutting machine. Just this front part. You don't have to run everything through. And I have these 2 dies. These are from the Diamond Press nesting set. But I'm going to use the smaller one. And just kind of put it where I think I would like these little guys to be. I don't know. Obviously right in the center because we need to make it make sense for the card. And then we'll judge how we want to put our little guys in after this part, okay? So again, I'm going to give this some time to dry. And then we're going to run this through. I'm going to run it through the impress and we will see if it goes through all 3 layers or not. Okay, so again, I'll be right back. Okay, put myself some coffee in the meantime. I don't think that's a good place for it. Okay, so I'll bring this back. So all these other pieces you could cut on your marquee and that's no problem. And if you have a small card, you know, I'm making an aperture so it's not going to be the easiest thing to cut out in your marquee. If you're doing a full-size card, right? You can do a card front, but oh, what else stuck there? Okay. So I'm going to pop this through, and with any luck, it'll cut through all 3 layers, but if it doesn't, I'll have to just run it again. Remove one of the layers and run it again. Or go through the back side. It's the same either way. Ooh, it looks like it might have, but we will see. Yeah, perfect. So let me remove this very carefully. I put a lot of the stickiness over on the paper I want to keep. And let's be very gentle about it. I know there's still a little piece of tape stuck over here. And I'm also going to make a little frame in black, I think. Yeah, some little squares you can do something else with if you want to treat them nicely, but all these pieces here. I'm going to cut out a frame from just black paper. Oh, I have some here. Oh, it'd be cute to do it with like dark blue, but since I did black, I'm going to go with black, but just that one and then this one inside of it. And that's going to make us a little black frame. You can make it thicker if you want. I'm going to go with that. And thicker, I mean go with a different size up. Use that same one that we cut, obviously. And then the next one could be the next size up if you want it to be thicker than this. But I'm just going to cut this one out real quick and I'll be right back. Okay. And it popped right out. That's really cool. And then we have another square for something else. I don't know. I will put this stuff away later. Alright, like yesterday's moment of truth, right? Okay, so I'm going to fold this real quick and see we have our little guy and I'm going to have to remove away all this extra juji stuff. Plenty of decorations you can do on this outside, you know, have your sentiment there or just, you know, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, you know, let it snow, whatever it is you want to put there. It actually looks kind of cute by itself, just bare, because the way it impressed the frame or the die. But I did cut this frame to kind of go on here, so I will put that on there. Should do it now, but I'll do it later. We gotta stick this guy down, remember? So since he's already kind of sticking, I'm just gonna add a little extra on the side here. Got myself another runner going. You guys are so funny. I was gonna say, I've never gotten to the end of one of these runners, but I have like 14 of them, maybe. I bought a pack of 12. So I have those, plus I had a bunch of random ones, so I probably have more than even 14. Okay. So, here it is. I'm going to trim this bottom piece off, right? And I wish I didn't have to, but I have to because of the way I did this, I messed up. So again, next time when you do this, and next card I do, this should be facing the other way, up, right? I should have given it 2 seconds of thought, and I probably would have realized that myself. That was not genius. We would joke about, oh, it's genius, you know, but that was not genius. Okay. So for me, when they open up, that's the thing, but we're going to flatten it out. And that's kind of how you're going to gauge right now what it is that you're going to just flatten it, flatten it, flatten it. There we go. Give it a squish, right? That thing. We have that spine. You're going to put your glue on the spine. So when it's closed, that's how I want people to see, right? Or what I want people to see. So we kind of need to envision where you want this. Aww, there's a lot of people going on there. Okay, like in here, basically. So I'm going to put... I'm trying to think, do I really... Yeah, I know I do. Okay, I'm just going to use this stuff, although I'd rather use a wet glue. Okay, if I was... But at the same time, you don't want it squishing out everywhere, so I can see why you're like, okay. I'm not going to squish this down until I have this back where I want him. So basically you're sticking this down according to how you want it to go from your aperture. If you don't use an aperture, then it doesn't matter. Just do whatever you want. Okay. So I'm going to give that a good squish. So all we're sticking down right now is our little guy. And of course that glue's not dry yet. I'll have to mess with that more. To that. And then we need to add this. See, right now he's not doing anything, right? Because it's stuck down, right? But later when we open the card, this will pull this open, okay? And I'm trying to see, I know they say to go behind the last one. That seems weird. Let me make sure how I want to do this. This is here. Boop, boop. Yeah, I guess it's gonna have to pull that last one. Okay. So again, I would prefer wet glue. Use your double-sided tape. Actually, this is probably the best time for me to use double-sided tape, but I didn't bring it out, so I'm not gonna do that. But I'm just gonna stick that down on there. And again, you can stick it on the back of this and stick it to there. That probably would have been smarter. Guys, I'm just going with it, okay? I have no idea. Okay, so on this one, that sticks down there, but this is going to stick to the back of our little creature. So we want to make sure, again, I'm putting a lot of this, but make sure it's a really heavy-duty tape. So we're going to stick this down on here. I'm going to use something to help me kind of push back up against my hand. Alright, now we're going to get this behind here, all the way back behind our snowman, okay? And just close it up. I just want to make sure that this is doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah, so I'm not letting it stick yet. I just want to make sure that this is touching. So I cut that little piece of tab at 2 inches by 1/2 inch, okay? So right now we're going to stick it down, and we're going to give it a good push so that that tab sticks to the back of our last snowman, the very last snowman, okay? And moment of truth. Oh, yay, here he is. So cute. So hopefully you guys didn't think, I mean, it's work. Obviously you have to take steps to do this. He's a little bit crooked. I might have to fix that in just a second here. But what I would do to fix that is just adjust that back thing. But that's pretty darn cute. Aww. And again, this is a 5x5 card. If you did this in a standard A2 size card, he would be right in the center. They would all be right in the center, and you can just kind of have a little movement. So you wouldn't have this extra piece here. It would be more like this. But you want to make sure when you first put them down that they're all flat. That's where you want it. So when you open it, he moves out this way. If you stick them down closer to here, or out of more here, should I say, and when you go to close it, they're going to push outside of your card. Okay, I don't want to confuse people, but I also want to let you know. So again, you saw I kind of squished it down first. Even if you didn't have an aperture, squish it down first. Stick it down where you think it's not going to mess around with the edge of your card. Then add in that tab, okay? Super cute. I will have more for you guys. I'll have the links in the description box. I'm going to straighten this guy out. Again, all that means is basically unsticking that and just kind of moving it this way. All right, guys, I'm going to stick down my little frame once everything's dry and good to go. And then, you can put your sentiment and all that other kind of stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope that took some mystery out. I know sometimes when you watch videos, especially from a company, it's like boom, boom, boom. And you're like, oh, okay. So this showed you, the honest truth about how much work it takes to build up something like this. So I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.